So guys, before we get started, I am currently learning the piano, which I did mention in my last vlog. So I thought I'd have a little musical interlude at the beginning and show you how I've been getting on. But I am a beginner, bear that in mind. And that's enough of that. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a little bit of punch needling today. It's not a tutorial. I'm not going to teach you how because actually it's very new to me as well. I've not done a lot of punch needle. It's just something that I quite enjoy to switch off from the world and relax and yeah, just chill. So it's a glorious day today. I should actually be outside in the sun because the sky is blue, the sun is shining. And if you're from the UK, you know that that doesn't happen very often. However, I'm not. I'm staying in. I'm going to do a bit of punch needle. And I'm just going to set up the camera, pop it there, video the process, just so you can see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But as I say, it's not a tutorial because it's very new to me. I don't really feel like I'm in the position to teach anybody how to do punch needle. So yeah, you're just going to be here with me, see the process, and maybe it's something that you'd like to try. If you've got any questions, obviously pop them down in the comments, and if I can answer them or help you at all, I absolutely will. But yeah, stick around guys. We're going to do, I'm thinking of doing the little octopus today, which is this little guy here, maybe in a different colourway though. We've also got the little bumblebees that I've done. I've done quite a few, but they're all upstairs, and I just grabbed a handful, and obviously I grabbed two of the same, two bumblebees and an octopus. So yeah, I'm going to get started on that. So stick around if you'd like to see how I do my punch needle. So for my punch needle, I need my frame, which I've got here. I've just got the one that you can screw at the top, so you can make it nice and tight. I normally get my screwdriver and give it a little tug with that, just to make sure that that's nice and tight. I've got my monk's cloth fabric. I've got my little template here, which is the octopus. Don't worry about the colour, we can use whatever colour we want. I've got my little punch needle, which is the tool you'll need to actually do the punch needle. And I've also got my little threader. I got these just because, can you see that? I don't know if it's picking it up. Yeah, just to thread my wool through my needle. Just makes it a whole lot easier. So I picked up a pack of these, again, just off Amazon or somewhere. I got about, what is it, six in a pack, a couple of pounds. It's a really inexpensive hobby actually. Nothing was that expensive. And in fact, when I first got my kit, I ordered it from someone on Instagram who does punch needle and was putting kits together to sell for people like me who wanted to give it a try. So I got the frame, not this frame, but a different one, a wooden one. She sent me the frame, the cloth, the wool, the needle, which come with 3 different size heads, and a template of a bumblebee. Oh, and the wool, the 3 colours of wool. So it was quite a good way to get started, just to give it a try, see if I liked it. Everything was there in that kit for £25. So yeah, that was pretty good. And then I enjoyed it, decided then to buy a few little extra bits myself. But as I say, it's a really inexpensive hobby. Like nothing that I've got here cost very much at all. The threaders, the needle, everything, I'd say, what were they all under £10? Your frames, these come in a set of 3. That's the larger one, it's the medium, and then there was a really small one. So yeah, it's a nice little inexpensive hobby. So if you like it, yeah, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So yeah, I'm going to pop you in the corner there, set up my little station, and yeah, let's get started. Okay guys, first thing to do is take your frame, once you've got your fabric stretched over your frame, obviously. I've already done this, so stretch it nice and tight. You should be able to beat it like a drum almost, but it should be nice and taut. So flip that over. I'm going to take my design, pop that on, and I'm just going to use a little bit of tape to tape it down just to keep it in place. So yeah, you just literally tape it down just to keep that in place so it doesn't move about, because what we need to do is trace the image onto the fabric. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but you can see the picture there through the fabric. So we're just going to trace all around that so we know where to do our punch needle. I'm just going to use a biro. You can use any pen because you won't actually see it, because once you've done your punch needle, the pen won't be visible. So let's trace our design and get started. Quick change of pen. Obviously my pen wasn't working. Got a new one. Let's go. guys, that's basically it. This is a very simple design. So I've just gone around the outline, put in the little details, and sometimes depending on the design, I will also just write what colour I'm going to use on each bit. Just so it saves time later on with your wool and stuff, but I don't need to do that on this occasion because it is a very small, simple design. But yeah, so there we have our stencil all drawn out, and we are now ready to load our needle and get stitching. So I'm just going to turn this back over, peel off our design, and I will actually just keep this to one side just so we can still see and refer to it if we need to. But yeah, we are now ready to load our needle and get started. So guys, I've decided to use this multicoloured one for the body part of the little octopus, and then obviously need a black and a white just for the eyes. Okay guys, sorry, I've had to just move around the other side of the table because the sun is beaming through the window, which is glorious, but it's really casting lots of shadows, and you know where the blinds are? It's got all like the pattern of the blinds all over the table. So I've had to move, so I'm just the other side of the table now. I showed you the needle before, so this is the threader that I use to thread the wool through into my needle. So it looks like this. Okay, so that's our needle, that's our threader. What we need to do now is put our threader through. If you look on the very top of our needle there, through the little hole, we need to pop our threader through that, feed it through, and it will come out at the bottom, as you can see there. See? Okay, so we're going to take our wool and thread that through the little end bit there that we've just put through. So we'll put our wool in, pull it through, and then all we're going to do now is pull the blue ends of our thread right the way through to pull that wood through. Pull the wool through, sorry, not wood. Like so. So that is now threaded through the needle. Okay, so currently we are at this point. So we've got our needle, we've just threaded that wool through the ends there. And if you can see, there is another little hole there. We just need to thread it through that as well. So if you're good enough to use your hands and your eyes and do it manually, you can, but I use my threader again to now thread that back through there. So take your threader again, thread it through that tiny little hole at the back, like so. And then pop your wool through your threader, and then pull that back through that tiny hole, and there you have it. It's now all threaded and ready to go. So I've got rid of the threader now. All we've got now is our needle and our wool all threaded through. Okay guys, so I've changed my mind. I'm going to start with the black. So I've just rethreaded my needle with the black cotton, just with the black wool, exactly the same way as I threaded the white. I did start to do it and I didn't like it, so I've unpicked it, starting again with the black. But the great thing about the monk's cloth, if you unpick your wool, which is very easy, you just pull it out, you will see little holes at first, but if you give it a little scratch with your nail, all those holes shrink back and your fabric just goes back to normal. So don't worry about making a mistake, you can just pull it out and start again. Okay guys, as you can see, we've done the eyes and the little dots on the tentacles. It probably looks really strange right now and you're probably thinking that's never going to look right. But yeah, don't worry. This is the side that will actually be on show. This is the back of it, which you won't see. These little bits of stringy bits of wool, I've just been snipping them as I go because they tend to get in my way. You don't have to do that, but for me, it's just I like to keep it tidy. Otherwise, I feel like I get tangled up. So yeah, that's how it's looking so far. All is good. I'm going to change my wool now to the coloured one, and we're going to do the main bulk of the octopus. Okay guys, so I've just done this next bit. I've left it in real time so you can see actually how slow the process is, because obviously when it's sped up it looks like it's really quick and easy, but it is a slow paced project. So yeah, this is real time, and then I'll pop you back on the time lapse just to make things a bit quicker. So guys, as you can see, I'm still doing the main body of the octopus. This is how it's looking so far. That's the front, that is the back. I've just realised that I forgot to do his little mouth, which is around about here somewhere. So I'll have to go and rethread the black once I've finished this and do that. And yeah, I've still got to do his little white bits on the eyes as well. But yeah, so far so good. So we are pretty much done. That's all the stitching done anyway. So there's little octopus there, looking as cute as ever. I'm not sure I like the wool that I used actually. I'm not so keen on the colours, but you know what? It's just a bit of fun. It's fine. So that's the back of it. It looks a bit messy at the back. That is the front. All I tend to do at this point is take my little tool, and I usually go over, just try and tidy it up, you know, where areas where maybe the colour has crossed over onto the black or vice versa. So you can just have a little prod with the sharp ends of your tool, and you can make it just all look a little bit more tidy, a little bit more cohesive. And yeah, I mean, you could keep going for hours, couldn't you, if you're a perfectionist? But if there's anything that's blatantly obvious, then I will try and just make it look a little bit tidier. I know some people who are a little bit more professional. If they've done a longer stitch, they may go in with scissors and cut into all the stitches to make them nice and fluffy. You can also use a razor and go over it with a razor. And I also know that people cut into all the little seams and things to make them more of a 3D effect. But I mean, that's going like really professional and I am not. So for me, yeah, I just tidy it up, and that's about as far as I go with it. So what do you think, little octopus? Cute? The next thing is to just literally take the monk's cloth off the frame. So just unscrew it, take it off. And then, I mean, you don't have to do this. What I do, I cut around mine and then I pop it onto a piece of felt, like a backing, because I obviously turn them into little coasters. So what I will do is I will just cut around the octopus, leaving enough fabric, probably what, 1/4 of an inch fabric. So there we have it, guys. I've cut around the octopus. I've left a little bit of fabric, just enough so that I can fold that all in, glue it all down, make it all nice and tidy, and then stick it onto your felt. Once it's all on your felt nice and neat, then you would obviously cut around that as well. And then there you'll have your coaster. So yeah, it's just a few more little steps after that. You just need a glue gun or something strong enough to glue that down with. But yeah, it's a fun little project. Hope you enjoyed it. But I'm so hungry, I need to eat something, because all I've had is a cup of tea and a bar of chocolate. Not the healthiest. So it is a gorgeous day. It's hot, sunny, blue sky. I don't want anything heavy, so I think I'm going to go and do a little salad. I did go shopping this morning and I got some fresh salad in. So it's all there. I've got no excuses. I'm going to be healthy. And then after that, I'm going to go for a walk, because I've been sat down on my bottom for too long doing that. So yeah, let's go make some food and then I'm going to go for a walk. that pasta salad was delicious, and I'm now on a little Bakewell tart for dessert. So any of you that watch my previous vlogs, I was on holiday in the Peak District and I went to Bakewell, which they are famous for Bakewell pudding. And it was absolutely gorgeous. I tried some while I was there. It was so good. Bakewell pudding, it is different to a Bakewell tart or a Bakewell slice. And it is actually, it's delicious. It is so much nicer. Although the flavours are the same, the almonds and the jam, the pudding was just, it was so good. But I was shopping before in Aldi, doing my weekly shop, and I come across these Bakewell slices, 6 Bakewell slices, so I couldn't resist. So now I'm sitting here after my lovely healthy salad, and now eating a Bakewell slice. It's all about balance. So it's not quite the Bakewell pudding that I got from Bakewell. However, it's not too bad. The flavours are there. Happy days. So guys, that is it. That is our day complete. And it was a bit of a different one today. We've done our punch needle, we've made some lunch, and I've just come back from a little walk. It wasn't anything too mental. It's not the best for walking around here, to be honest. There's no nice routes. I tend to just walk around the block. But never mind, it was a bit of exercise. I got some steps in. So yeah, that is it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you if you've watched this to the end. I hope you give punch needle a try. It is fun. It's an easy one. It's a cheap hobby to take up. It doesn't cost very much to get the few little bits and pieces that you need. And it's just a nice way to switch off. The world is so busy. There is so much going on. Sometimes it can be a little bit overbearing. So we all need them little moments of escapism, don't we? So punch needle for me is one, sewing is one, and reading. I read a lot. I just love reading. Completely transports me to a whole other world and I forget about everything. It's great. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know how you get on. If you've got any questions in the comments. Obviously I said it's not a tutorial. It wasn't. It was just basically watch me make this. But if you do have any questions, write them in the comments, and if I can help, absolutely I will do. But as I say, I'm a complete amateur at punch needle. So yeah, I may not be that helpful. But thank you anyway, guys, and I will see you in the next one, whenever that is and wherever that may be. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Take care. See you soon. Bye.